Hello and welcome to the TechRaptor Game Awards nomination special stream. I'm Andrew. I'm here with Christian today. We're going to be reacting to see what is coming out of the Game Awards this year. Um, Keely, again, going to put on a fantastic show for us. I've been looking back at the list of what has come out so far this year, and it has been a ridiculous year. I know that there's like a whole bunch of recency bias going on with
Of course.
yeah, like God of War, Elden Ring, Bayonetta 3. It's been a ludicrous year for games once again.
hmm Absolutely, yeah. I mean, thinking of past years at least, and I usually enjoy the Keeley shows. I know people have their issues with them, but I think they're fun. Past few years though, like obviously 2020 was huge because there was stuff like Seven Remake and Last of Us. Last year's I felt was a little bit light, and I do think this year we're gonna get back to like that really heavy hitter 2018 year because 2018 is the one that stands out to me where there was like Monster Hunter, Spider Man, Red Dead, God of War. Like that feels like this year because, like you said, there's a lot that I keep forgetting came out this year, honestly.
Yeah, I was going back. I went through OpenCritic to pull out some of the choice selections. Obvious big game of the year contenders: God of War, Elden Ring, Bayonetta, Horizon. I put a question mark behind Last of Us Part One. Whether that will or will not. We'll have to see.
Mhm.
For RPGs, this is a year. I'm not 100% sure. I believe that the cutoff date for these nominees is technically games that release like next week or so. So I
Um,
believe that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are in.
so Sonic Frontiers
Um,
is eligible, is what you're saying?
Sonic Frontiers is eligible.
Hell yeah!
This is, I think, the first time that Pokemon can have two entries. Because Legends Arceus was also this year.
Oh,
Um,
true. Yeah.
that is crazy to think that we've had a full Pokemon release, a entirely new game, like all within the same calendar year.
Would it be three? Because did Diamond and Pearl did those release after the cutoff
Diamond and
last
Pearl did,
year?
yeah. Jesus Christ. Gonna have to double check this.
Because yeah, from what I can gather, from
Yeah.
what I
Arceus
think.
release date January 28th, so
Mhm.
that's definitely in, which means that Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are also in.
That's
Or
nuts.
at least
Because the cutoff is like
in the
first
running.
week of November, second week.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something second week.
Mhm.
Um, what
That's
else we got?
wild.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3
hmm
is a big one. For family games, looking forward for to have Kirby representing, getting Kirby eating a car and Kirby eating a vending machine.
uh,
There
yeah.
any games of yours you're really hoping to see?
Yeah. So one I'm hoping gets some respect is Immortality, which is the recent Sam Barlow game. It's the first one of his that I've played, but it shook me to my core. Absolutely loved it. It is an FMV game where you're like sorting through footage of this actress who filmed three movies that never released, and it's like, okay, that's really all you have to go on. And as a video editor, I was like, oh, this is awesome because I'm like playing through it. There's timelines everywhere. You can stitch things, and there's this really unsettling mood it has that the performances just really harp on. And then there's a twist that happens. I'm like, it really surprisingly is the most like celebratory video game of the medium that I've ever played, and it's not even a video game traditionally. It's like a movie
Right.
almost. So I loved it, and I really hope it gets some nominations here. But what about you? Is there anything that you're hoping to see?
For me, big in the indie is going to be Tunic. I
Sure.
would love to see Tunic show up. That was a game that really I latched onto deep the way that the puzzles got so meta. So it was a video game for video gamers, for those who enjoy the history, the lore, the that idea of a puzzle to solve. Um, just really hoping that we see that get some love.
hmm
I will say I was Jeff Keighley tweeted out a couple days ago, I believe, asking people what are people's must-haves, what are people wanting to see up there, and in amongst the absolute cries for God of War and Elden Ring, I did see a lot of people talking about immortality.
Okay.
So hopefully, if if the crowd consensus is anything to go on, hopefully we'll be able to see that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest hurdle is that it's an FMV game. Like
Hmm.
it's real people. Like that's the thing. Like when I finished it, I was texting my friend who like I burned through it in a weekend. We were both playing it, and I was like, "Yo, there. I know it's probably gonna be tricky because it's like this is just actors not dealing with performance capture, but like, oh my god, some of these performances were incredible, and I hope they get nominated. But it's tough, because there's that extra layer or advantage you have as an FMV game where it's like
Hmm.
there's not the uncanny valley aspect where you might be losing something in the technology. So interesting, we'll see if the industry can get past
Is
that.
ready
But
for that.
yeah, like I don't know. Uh,
I mean, you know, if not for the traditionally like gamey categories, we do know that Game Awards has stuff like best narrative, best art direction, best performance, stuff like that
mhm.
that could lend itself much more easier to people getting over the fact that FMV games are still video games and they
Yeah.
have been for a very long time.
Hmm. Yeah. But I mean,
I think
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm sure that for best ongoing game or best community support game, it will be the never-ending battle between Destiny 2 and Final Fantasy 14.
Hmm. Are we gonna get any? I mean, this is like closer to the show, but there's probably gonna be some Fortnite stuff happening, right? Keely loves doing that stuff.
Oh yeah. I think that actually just this morning or late last night a new season got announced.
Oh, cool.
So I didn't dig too deep into it myself, but I would not be surprised if a check out the Game Awards for
Hmm.
more information stinger was attached to the tail of that.
Hmm. Now, I know we shot down the big dogs, but God of War was a surprising sweep. I think like people thought Red Dead was gonna sweep in 2018, and then God of War got not performance, but it got director and game of the year. Um, Now I know you haven't played God of War Ragnarok yet, but do you think that there's any chance that like people are too confident in Elden Ring this year? Maybe.
Oh, I think that's going to be so close because Elden Ring has seemed to like you've got your normal FromSoft fanboys, the people who have been ride or dies since Demon Souls, and that's fantastic. But Elden Ring has really kind of taken it that step up. I feel like for Elden Ring this year, we saw not just those fanboys getting in, but new fans who kind of adopted that same love, that same mentality for it. I still think out of like overall appeal, when it comes down to it, brass tacks at the end of it all, I do have a suspicious feeling that God of War will be the one that comes out ahead. But I don't think that that's, when you have what is like a 95 and a 94
Hmm.
on Open Critic or something, it's not to say one winning and one not getting it is one of them is a bad game.
Right.
It's going to be just a tough year.
For sure. And I mean, Sekiro won in 2019. That's still my favorite From Software game, so I'm content. They got their W.
Yeah.
I also think
It's
remembering 2019, it wasn't as a heated race. I think that year.
mhm. Well, looking at what won the Game of the Year awards, best game for 2021, it was It Takes Two, which was an
Yeah,
absolute surprise. It went up against Deathloop, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. So it could still go anyway.
for sure. Yeah, that was a huge surprise. I was
Mhm.
stunned when that got it last year, and so was Joseph Ferris. Remember, he was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Oh man, he's had an up and down
Yeah.
relationship on the Game Awards. We'll see. We'll see
Uh,
how it continues.
mhm. Now, do you remember? Does the Game Awards do that thing? Because I remember they had Christopher Nolan present Cody a couple years ago, but like I thought they did that thing where like the previous year's winner who accepted the award gave the award out the following year. But because I do remember, I think Jeff Kaplan gave it out in 2017 to Breath of the Wild after Overwatch 1.
I do not 100% remember.
Okay.
It's also in amongst all of the awards. There's also so much news going on.
Yeah.
That I'm, as an editor, I'm normally needing to pay attention and
Mhm.
quickly harass a writer to get on top of. I'm pretty sure that Joseph Fares has already said that he's planning on showing something at
Oh,
the Game
okay.
Awards. So
That's
we'll
cool.
see that. I'm sure we'll see more of what Kojima's up to,
Mm-hmm.
because that's not going to surprise anyone. And I think that we've already also had rumors that the new Crash Bandicoot game is going to be shown based on a pizza box, which is the
Yes.
weirdest sentence.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. There's been. I know Crash Team Racing got revealed at the Keeleys a few years ago when that came back, and I want to say yeah. Oh yeah, 2020 COVID year, first year. He was like,
Hmm.
hey, Crash 4, and that was I think it was that and Tony Hawk was the big kickoff of the year for him.
Yeah.
So makes sense. It's time for a new Crash game. It's been a while. I loved Crash 4. I don't know if you're a platformer guy, but big fan of
Oh,
that
no.
one.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like the awards are just
Everybody,
starting,
I'm
though.
Jeff
All right, I'll crank the stream then.
Keeley, and on Thursday, December 8th, we are going to celebrate the best in video games and see what's next at the Game Awards, which streams live from the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles. Yes, there will be new games to announce. The Game Awards Orchestra will return, and there are many other surprisses in the works.
The orchestral
But today,
interludes I've always
it's
been a
all
big
about
fan of as
revealing
well.
nominees
I love
across
them.
more
Yeah,
than
it's my
30
favorite part.
categories, including, of course, Game of the Year, as selected by our global jury of more than 100 media outlets. Remember, you can help select the winners by voting at thegameawards.com and on our Game Awards Discord server. Who's in the running? Well, it's my honor to announce this year's distinguished nominees. For Best Performance, the nominees for 2022 are
We go. Keep your
Ashley
fingers
Birch,
crossed.
Horizon Forbidden West,
Okay.
Charlotte McBurney, A Plague Tale Requiem, Christopher Judge, God of War Ragnarok,
Of course, Christopher
Dan
Judge.
Engage, Immortality.
There we go.
and
There you
Sonny
go.
Suljic, God of War Ragnarok.
Oh,
In the
perfect.
category of Best Multiplayer, the nominees are Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2,
God, we've got
Multiversus,
Overwatch.
Okay.
Overwatch
Multiversus is
2,
a nice touch.
Yeah, I had fun with
Splatoon
that.
3, and Teenage Mutant Ninja
Hey.
Turtles.
Oh,
Shredder's Revenge is a
interesting.
favorite for this
For
year
Best
for me.
Ongoing Game, the nominees are
Hey, normally don't see co-op
Apex
multiplayer
Legends,
showing up in the best
Destiny
multiplayer
2,
category.
I appreciate it
Final
though.
Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact.
That really
The
just
nominees
becomes
for Best Art
the
Direction
5 big
are
games that return every
Elden
single
Ring,
year.
God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn,
Oh,
and
okay.
Stray.
You played
For
Scorn.
Best
I was
You're
not
a
a
reader, right?
huge
The
fan of
nominees
Scorn
are
as a game.
Olivier
But
de
as
Rivere, A Plague Tale
Like
Requiem,
the set pieces, the art pieces,
Susaka Sato,
gorgeous game.
Elden
I would
Ring,
love for that
Bear
to win
McCreary,
art direction.
God of
That
War
was-
Ragnarok,
It's
Two Feathers,
the most
Metal
striking, I
Hellsinger,
think, this year.
and Yasunori Mitsuda, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The best
Striking as
audio
it hits you
design
in the
nominees
face with
are
Geiger
Call of Duty
artwork.
Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, and Horizon Forbidden West. Innovation and accessibility recognizes games that are making our industry available and enjoyable to more people. Selected by a special committee of
I mean,
accessibility experts.
Accessibility
the
has
nominees
got to
are
go to some of those Sony
As Dusk
studios,
Falls,
right?
Yeah, Last of Us or God of War, probably.
Ragnarok,
Mhm.
Return to Monkey Island, The Last of Us Part 1, and The Quarry. For Best
I don't
Narrative,
remember
the
Quarry's
nominees are
accessibility features.
A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West,
Gonna get
and
Immortality?
Immortality.
There we
Yes, you
go.
are.
Games for
Look at
Impact
that.
recognizes a
I'm happy. That's good
thought-provoking
enough.
game
I'm
with
pleased.
A profound
Yeah, that's hey,
pro-social
you
meaning.
guys are eating
The
good
nominees
today.
this year are A Memoir Blue, As Dusk Falls, Citizen Sleeper,
I still gotta check that out.
Endling,
I've heard good things about
Extinction
Citizen
is
Sleeper.
Forever, Hindsight, and I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. For Best Independent Game, the nominees are Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu,
Oh man, they're like
Stray.
going through my list.
and Tunic. For
Hey, there you
Best
go.
Mobile
Yes.
Game, the nominees are Apex Legends Mobile,
Genshin
Diablo
Impact.
Immortal,
Ooh, Diablo.
Genshin Impact,
Okay.
That's
Marvel Snap,
that's a
There we go.
Tower of
Marvel
Fantasy.
Snap. Play
Best
it.
Community Support presented
Wow.
by Discord recognizes a game for
I was wondering if it was too
support,
late.
transparency, and
no.
responsiveness to players.
Marvel Snap came
Our
out of
nominees
nowhere,
are
and it is just ridiculous.
Apex Legends, Destiny 2,
The first week I played
Final
it, I put
Fantasy
10 hours in.
14,
It was. I was like, my phone is
and No Man's
drained.
Sky. Okay, now it's time for one of my favorite categories, Best Debut Indie Game, which recognizes a development team that made its first game
think
in
this-
2022, and clearly they hit it out of the park. The nominees
I wonder
are
if this one will also have a chance to be
Neon
Tunic.
White,
Neon White
Norco.
was great.
I thought-
Stray,
Wasn't Neon White
Tunic.
Donut County?
and Vampire Survivors. For Best VR AR Game, the nominees are After the Fall,
Unless it's a new studio.
Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book
Developers
2.
were Angel Matrix and
and
Ben
Red Matter
Esposito, according to.
For Content Creator of the Year, the
Wikipedia.
nominees are
Because I know Ben Esposito
Carl
did Donut
Jenkins.
County, but
Ludwig.
maybe it's the studio.
Nebellion,
Oh,
Brew,
God. Rebellion, good for him.
Cinderella.
yeah.
The nominees for Best Action Game are
Deserves it.
Bayonetta 3,
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Best
TMNT getting
Action
some
Adventure
love.
Game
Love to see
nominees
it.
are A Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic. For Best
Oh,
RPG,
my boy,
the
my
jury
little
selected
foxy boy.
Elden Ring, Live Alive, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy,
There's-
and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The
Maybe
best
Scarlet
fighting
Violet
game
have
nominees
missed
are
the.
Probably.
DNF Duel,
Have missed it.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, The King of Fighters 15, Multiversus, and
Yo, was that a
Sifu.
JoJo reference?
What's the most anticipated upcoming game?
Wait, Sifu
Remember,
was
these have to
nominated
be
for
games
fighting
that
game?
Are officially announced.
Yeah?
Nominees are
Okay, that's interesting.
Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy,
Ooh.
Resident Evil 4,
That's gonna
Starfield.
get ratioed.
and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. This year, there's a new category at TGA, Best Adaptation, which recognizes excellence in authentically creating shows, movies, and other creative endeavors
Oh my God.
based on video game worlds and characters.
Sonic 2.
Our first ever
Oh,
nominees
yo.
for Best Adaptation.
That movie
Get
was
Halo
great.
the TV
Arcane,
show.
League of
Yeah.
Legends,
Okay, well, it's going to be
Cyberpunk
Arcane.
Edge Runners,
Oh, maybe not.
Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Uncharted. Next up, Best Family.
We need one more.
Sub
What
in
else
an
came out?
adaptation
Scott
Category
Land,
2.
Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, Mario and Rabbids: Sparks of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Splatoon 3.
The Nintendo
The
category.
best sim strategy
Yep.
nominees are Dune: Spice Wars,
You get
Mario
Disney
and Rabbids:
Dreamlight.
Sparks of Hope, Total War: Warhammer 3, 2 Point Campus, and Victoria 3.
Disney Dreamlight.
This year, these 5
Dreamlight
games
Valley
are
got the
nominated for
snub.
Best Sports Racing.
Well, I'm wondering,
F1
Would be in that
22,
category.
is
FIFA
it still
23,
early access,
NBA
technically?
2K23,
Oh,
Gran Turismo
true.
7, and Ollie Ollie World.
It could
Next
be.
up, we're looking at our 5 esports categories, starting with Best Esports Game. And the nominees are Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2,
Valorant.
League of Legends,
Overwatch 2.
Rocket League, and Valorant. Your Best Esports
Overwatch
Athlete
2 was
nominees
not in
are Juvie, Faker, Kerrigan, Simple, and Yay. Here are the 5 nominees
always
for
love
Best
these
Esports
photos.
Team.
Yeah.
Dark Zero Esports, FaZe Clan, Gen G, LA Thieves, and Loud. The Best Esports Coach nominees are Blade, Bazooka, Doom Bros, Robin, and Score. The nominees for Best Esports Event are Evo, the League of Legends World Championship, PGL Major Antwerp, the MSI, and Valorant Champions. And now, our final two categories. For Best Game Direction, which recognizes outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design, the nominees are Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality,
Okay.
and Stray. And
Okay.
finally,
If they
on
can
behalf
grab
of
that,
the
I
jury
will list.
prized in more than 100 global
Please.
media outlets, I am proud to announce the 6 games selected for outstanding creative and technical excellence. The nominees for Game of the Year at the Game Awards are A Plague Tale Requiem
Whoa,
from Asobo
interesting.
Studio and Focus Entertainment, Elden Ring by From Software and Bandai Namco Entertainment, God of War Ragnarok from Sony Santa Monica and Sony Interactive Entertainment, Horizon Forbidden West from Guerrilla Games and Sony Interactive Entertainment, Stray from Blue 12 Studio and
Wow.
Annapurna Interactive,
Interesting.
Stray
and
for Game of the Year,
Xenoblade
too.
Chronicles 3 from Monolith Soft
Xenoblade.
and Nintendo. Congratulations to all the nominees. The winners will be revealed
Interesting.
when the Game Awards streams on Thursday, December 8th. And you can
Big
help
list.
select who will take home
Very,
the
very
award.
big list.
Head to thegameawards.com right now to vote, and also visit our Game Awards Discord server for voting. Stay tuned for many more details as we get ready for the biggest game awards yet. I can't wait, and it all streams live and free everywhere on Thursday, December 8th. I hope to see you then, and don't forget to vote.
All right.
Stray was a game that I really enjoyed. I had a lot of fun with. But definitely, I was not expecting it to be pulling that many categories.
Yeah.
That's really impressive of him.
I did not play Stray, but from some friends I talked to who are like big on games and they keep up with it and they do their own things with content. They seem like, oh, that was neat, it was fun, but the GOTY, that's a big award, you know.
I think that definitely everything made sense.
Yeah.
there was no name that flashed across the screen that was like truly a should that be there kind of thing. So
Sure.
you know, in the jury we trust.
Yeah, I think the thing that surprised me the most, though, which like from what I hear of it, absolutely makes sense, but just like wow, they did it was Plague Tale, because I know people love that first one and that second one was hyped up a lot, but yeah, that's big deal. Congrats to them.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I didn't hear as much buzz, but I knew it was coming. I knew people were going to enjoy it. I knew people were going to play the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it just hasn't had that same level of a following, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But hey, good for them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, uh, interesting to see how the vote goes. I'm sure there's going to be. Like, I'm very curious to see what Twitter thinks. Like that's what the first thing that came to mind. I was like, oh, I wonder if people are surprised if there's any front runners. Great to see Immortality get the nominations it got.
Everywhere.
I knew it was a reach to hope for GOTY, but performance, man engage, killed it. Direction, that is a brilliant video game. Yeah, everything it got, I was very happy to see because I agree with the nominations. But and Tunic got best indie. That's one it got. Yeah, and it grabbed another one, didn't it?
It did. I don't quite remember it off the top of my head. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
already live on the website.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's definitely good to see that getting some love.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to seeing what Andrew Schuldice, does with his continued career, because hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was a long time coming. I remember hearing about Tunic long
Tunic
time
is
ago.
in there for best debut indie, and best action adventure.
Nice.
Tell you what, shout out to the Game Awards site that has a search bar in the top that you can just put in the name of a game and it will automatically filter what it's in.
That is very nice. And shout out for them to the site working right now, I think as well. That's some back end tech right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So
Immortality, best game direction, best narrative, best performance.
hell yeah. Pleased.
That game of the year though, that's stacked. Xenoblade, Stray, Horizon, God of War, Elden Ring, Plague Tale.
Yeah. So as somebody who has played a grand total of one of those games, um, I got some homework to do, I think. But I think you're right. None of those are surprising to me. I
Yeah.
could have seen a
I'm
lot of
sitting
those
at
knobs
one
go
of
other
those
ways.
games played. I'm sitting at one of those games played too. And it's
Is
the
it the
fucking
same one?
cat game.
Oh, it's the cat one. Okay, cool. Oh yeah. But
Oh no, I did put some time into Elden Ring. Um, Unfortunately, the bug did not bite me, but I'm very
mhm.
happy for everyone else to go off and die and live and die and repeat and die.
Yeah. To be fair, I really love From Software. Elden Ring is not my favorite game of theirs. So
Mhm.
like out of that bunch, let's like yeah, I have an affinity towards that because I played that one. But um, I personally feel like anything could probably pull ahead, but based off of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Elden Ring. But
Yeah, for just a big year, but we say that every year because games continues to be a absolutely terrifying industry to be a part of.
yeah,
It's an absolute juggernaut of a machine.
you wanted a break? Sorry, look at the February release calendar.
No, don't do that. Rutledge will cry.
But we will find out what wins soon because the Game Awards are 24 days
In
away.
3 weeks, 3 and a bit weeks. Yeah.
Nice, and I'm sure there will be coverage of all the breaking news on TechRaptor.net.
Oh yeah.
But
Yep. We will have winners and losers and all of the news as it hits on TechRaptor via the website, via our socials. Chances are you'll see some other content on Twitter if it's if Twitter is still around in 3.5 weeks.
yeah, we'll see.
Um, Otherwise, be sure to check out our TikTok to stay up to date with what is the latest for us.
hmm For sure. Yeah, I will be doing a recap video of the Goaty Noms up on our TikTok at TechRaptor right after we wrap up here. I'll also check out the podcast that went live this morning on YouTube and audio services, and stay tuned later in the week for a special episode of that podcast. You know,
Ooh.
so, but I'll throw it to you. Any last words before we sign off?
Um, Go vote for Tunic.
And Immortality. Vote for those two games. If
That's
they're
it.
both nominated
Put
for
it
a
together.
category, make your judgment call. Not vote
Flip
for
a
something
coin.
else.
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
Vote for mine. Vote for mine.
Sure, yeah, do that. All right. Well, it was great watching the Keely stream. I'm sure we'll have more in the future, but have a good day, everybody.